Hello? Tell me something, girl.
All right. Well, I'm 5'2".
Are you happy in this modern
I weigh about
world?
111 to 114 on a given
Or do
day.
you need more?
Sometimes I need a little more.
Tell me what it is searching for.
Peace and adventure partner.
Falling.
Love.
In all the good times I find myself longing for change. In all the bad times I feel myself. Tell me something, boy.
All right. Well, I'm 5'10". I weigh 200
Feel that
pounds.
voice.
I used to weigh 236.
What do you need?
I did the Atkins diet in '86.
It
seemed to work for me.
I'm falling. Whoa! In all the good times, I find myself longing for change. In all the bad times, I fear myself. I'm on the deep end, watch as I dive in. I'll never leave the ground. Trapped on the surface where they can't hurt us. We're far from the shallow now. In the shallow. In the shallow. In the shallow. We're far from the shallow now. Okay, so let me tell you a little story.
Okay, that just was beautiful, Danny. And your guitar sounds amazing.
Welcome to
It's
episode...
mesmerizing.
Mesmerizing. Welcome to episode 7.
What?
7.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome to 7 heaven. This is
Okay, so our last episode we talked about my trip from Peru.
Mm-hmm.
This episode,
kind of a post wrap up.
We're gonna talk about loss,
Oh.
but yeah, how do you
sounds
deal
good.
with loss?
That's great. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because we're both going through things in our lives where we're, we lose people. That's life. That's reality.
Yeah.
But let me say this story about. Have we talked about in our personal lives outside the podcast? Have I told you about the quicksand couple?
No.
In Zion National Park?
No.
Okay, this happened like a couple months ago, but I was on the phone with one of my friends and we were talking about this story, and I watched this video about this couple talking about how they almost died in Zion National Park. Here's what happened. They were hiking, and it was still winterish time, and I think it started snowing, but they were going along this river, and all of a sudden, the girl falls into quicksand. So the guy goes over and pulls her out, tries to pull her out, gets her out, but himself gets stuck and starts sinking into the quicksand. And it's cold outside. Quicksand is water and sand. And so that water must have been so freaking cold. Anyways, I'm trying to recapitulate this whole story. But basically, she's quickly realizes she can't pull him out. And the only way that she can save him is if she goes back to wherever they had entered the trail to find people to rescue him. So she starts going down the trail. He's like trying to be still to not fall into the quicksand. And she quickly realizes she's not going to make it back in time. Like, it's getting dark. It's cold. He's sinking in quicksand. So she decides it's going to be faster if she gets into the freezing water of the river and wades down and, swims down instead of going down this long, windy trail, to go straight back to get help. And the whole time, it takes her like, I think 3 or 4 hours to get back. And she's in the water freezing. And the only thing that's powering her to go on is she's thinking, he would do this for me. Mm-hmm. I mean, he literally just saved her from the quicksand too.
Yeah.
And so she's like, he would do it for me. And she just, the like instincts, fight or flight or whatever comes on, she's able to get help. Mm-hmm. They get a helicopter in. They can't pick him up because the weather's too bad. It's snowing. So they basically drop in people, set up like a little tent, get him out of the quicksand, warm him up because they both at this point have hypothermia. And during this interview, they have an interview online, and I literally started tearing up just listening to them talk about their love for one another. It was so gripping. And as I was telling this to my friend,
so we'll share the link.
We will share the link
because that sounds amazing.
That we somehow combined Shallow and this story. So it was
and love.
I'm in the quicksand, watch as I fall, and I'll never leave the ground.
But I'll get a helicopter, honey.
Trapped in the surface where they can hurt us. We're far from the quicksand.
But we're gonna have a warming blanket, and you're gonna be warm in no time.
In the quicksand. In the quicksand. In the quicksand. We're far from the shallow quicksand.
I don't want to fall in the quicksand unless you're gonna save me. If I were with you in the quicksand, I'd hope a jungle tree would have a leaf long enough for me to hold on to it and pull you out in the quicksand. Ooh, in the quicksand.
I can't remember any of the lyrics.
That is a crazy story. In
So
quicksand,
crazy.
like, what an interesting natural phenomenon. Like, you don't think about quicksand. Or there's one, like, when the earth just gives way and creates a giant hole. What is that called?
Oh, I definitely have, like, horrible nightmares about that happening.
What is it called? Sinkhole.
Sinkhole. And how big some of them are. And how they just envelop whole houses.
Envelop. That's the second time you've used the word envelop. Is it spelled like envelope?
I don't know. I've got, like, partial
it's a
dyslexia,
great-
I think.
It's a great word. So welcome to episode number 7 of the Danny and Brandi Show, where today we are going to be talking about loss and quicksand. And we are in our gray shirts on this beautiful day
green,
in
too.
Colorado. It's nice to see and hear all of you guys.
Trapped in the quicksand where it can hurt us. We're far from the park ranger.
But they get through it.
In the quicksand. In the quicksand. In the quicksand. We're far from the ranger, Dan. In that scenario,
His
the
name is
park
actually
ranger
not really
was
Dan. It's actually David, but people always confused him, and then they're like, whatever, Ranger Dan.
yeah.
Anyway,
Anyways,
welcome, guys.
we're so glad that you could be with us.
Oh, yes, we are.
And I'm glad that we can incorporate some music into this podcast.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
I look forward to doing that more, too.
And that was actually my uncle Alan.
Shout out to Alan.
I ran
Go
into
back
in the
into
airport.
episode number 3 or 4 of the Danny and Brandi Show, and you can hear why Alan is such a great name.
It is.
Hi,
Alan.
Uncle Alan.
Hey, Alan. I ran into him at the airport.
Again?
No, this
Okay.
is the one I'm
Okay.
just recalling.
Oh, yeah.
And I ran into him in the airport, and he said, "I listened to your podcast, But I thought it was going to be about music because all of your pictures have your guitar in it.
Oh.
So...
Well, we will incorporate that, Uncle Alan. Very
We just
soon.
did. We just did.
But I don't have my
That's the
ukulele,
point.
and I have it in the picture.
That's true.
So I'll bring over my ukulele.
Ukulele, 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 bing bong.
Bing bong.
Okay. Loss. How do you deal with loss?
Wow.
You're drinking a lot of water today, Brandi.
That's such a good question. For me, I deal with loss through just feeling every single emotion, going through sadness, but then finding so much joy and singing my way and being silly. It's been an extremely hard past 2 years for my family, but it just seems that joy and silliness are the things that are getting us through this. Of course, with the pain and the sorrow and the just grieving, but I think that for me, I deal with loss just through laughing and joy and dancing and singing. What about you, Danny?
Absolutely. I think, I think like comedy, laughing is some of the best medicine for a coping mechanism. And see, look how much I can make you laugh, and you forgot about all your troubles in your life.
I forgot all about my troubles.
I mean, obviously, medicine is very important. Real medicine is important, and you can't just be like, "Hey, tell me some jokes so I can clear up this cancer," or
right.
This heart murmur.
Absolutely.
So medicine is great.
Yeah.
But then after that, throw in some laughs.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't take life too seriously.
Absolutely. My mom, when she was going through chemo last summer, I brought my ukulele and we were just singing and dancing and having a good old time. And it made that process of just being hooked up to the IV with the chemo into her port, it made it just fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But again, like you just said, like that medicine and science, like so important in healing. And that's important. You can't just laugh your way through a sickness.
Yeah.
Although that'd be really nice.
As they say in Life of Brian, always look on the bright side of life.
I love that movie. Yeah. Always look on the bright
side of
life.
Death.
I'm not quite dead.
Life's a piece of when you look at it.
I'm not dead
Life's a laughing when they go. Oh, geez. No, it is important to have this, people around comforting, just to know that you're not alone. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's nice to have a podcast, because you got some people that you can listen to and intimate conversation. But
Danny and I both have Grandma Hazel's.
We do. It's true.
Do you want to share
I lost mine recently. She was an amazing woman and musical. That's part of why that's kind of instilled in my family.
Same.
She was a very quiet, loving person who, she wasn't the loudest person in the room by any means vocally. But she showed you that she loved you because she'd make an amazing meal. Mm-hmm. She cooked authentic Chinese food, self-taught. She's a very, very talented painter. She's an amazing story.
She sounds like my grandma.
Yeah, I mean, she escaped from China during the Communist Revolution to Taiwan with my grandfather. Like some crazy stuff happened. They burnt her house down in Shanghai when she was young.
Wow.
And she was such a survivor, and she was so like kind and loving and just a quiet person. But when you'd whip out the karaoke, she would unleash it. She would own the room. Like, just imagine this tiny little cute little Asian grandma, and she would just start singing beautifully. She could get on the piano and just like own the room with her skills. It was amazing.
What was her go-to karaoke song?
I think she would sing like Ave Maria. Wow. And like has this gorgeous voice. Oh. Like her, she has a very heavy Chinese accent, but when she'd sing, it was just...
That's beautiful.
Like an angelic voice. So we celebrated her her passing recently, and it was beautiful. But yeah, how do you deal with loss? And she lived would have been 94, and so she had a nice full life.
Yeah.
But certainly people go before their time. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think you and I have probably dealt with loss of friends or family or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. But I think laughter is very important.
Yeah.
I think realizing that life is short, you should enjoy it, you should be with people that you love, and at the end of the day, you could chuckle out of things.
Yeah. You gotta chuckle out of things.
You gotta chuckle out of things. You can get through anything.
Yeah. Really quick, my grandma Hazel was 101, 1 week and 1 day old when she passed. Same thing, like so musical. I have pictures of me on her organ when I was just adopted, 16 months old. And grandma just sang to me and was an amazing painter and amazing cook and like just very quality time with my grandmas. So cheers to our grandma Hazels and cheers to all of your grandmas.
Yeah. Cheers to the grandmas.
Yeah.
And I think one important thing too is like, how do you carry on their memory, their legacy? And yeah, I think for me, I remember her music and her cooking and the way that it brought our family together. We would make the best, we still do, we make the best pot stickers, dumplings,
Yum.
饺子, as we say in Chinese, or 火tie, which is the fried version of the pot sticker. I love it because we all get together as a family or with my friends, and we, I'll get everything prepped up, the filling, the wrappers, and then we'll all sit down at a table and we'll just start rapping, chatting like Crazy Rich Asians. They do that in there.
Yeah.
That's totally what we do.
That's awesome.
We're not quite as wealthy as those people, but we're crazy. And we're crazy, and
that's
we're
awesome.
Asian.
Like that's one thing I feel like we as a society forget is just that togetherness. And I think the old school traditions in family, like for my family, making lefse, a Norwegian delicious kind of flour tortilla thing. Like that's kind of...
What is it called?
Lefse, Lefse.
Lefse.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. But it's just that togetherness. And I want to, at our new place, my new place, I would love to have a pot sticker because we have a big old counter. Yeah, that would just be so fun. Super intimate. We got a big old counter. And let's just have some good together time and community and make delicious food. My brother makes really good egg rolls.
Ooh. Okay, we can do some pot stickers. We can do some egg rolls. I love it. And yeah, tell us what your family food is.
Yes, family food.
What brings your family together or your friends? Yeah. Friendsgiving. Love that concept.
Yep.
I love everybody getting together as friends and making a meal.
Yeah.
So, I love potlucks.
Oh, I'm getting hungry.
I know. I just had
What about a pot
lunch,
pie?
So
What'd you eat for lunch?
What a pot pie?
What about a pot pie making party? But what did you eat for lunch?
Oh, we went to a Szechuan restaurant.
Oh, Szechuan.
It's very spicy and very delicious. Yeah.
Nice. I had lunch with my best friend Mari.
Mari.
We went to Maria's Cafe or somewhere over there, over on Valesquez and 64th.
Yeah.
Mama's Cafe.
Mama's Cafe. Check out the link. We went to Tasty's.
Check out the link.
We went. It's there. We went to Tasty's Szechuan house, and you cannot find it on Google Maps. Really? Check it. I think it's on Yelp.
Is it on Waze though? Because Marty and I got into a little. My Google Maps would not find Mama's Cafe, but Waze did. So do you use Waze or do you use Google Maps?
I personally use Google Maps.
I use Google Maps too.
Like if I was driving Uber, maybe I'd consider Waze because I feel like it does have some more features. Mm-hmm. But overall, Google Maps, I definitely don't touch Apple Maps. The worst that I've ever. They've always led me astray.
Okay.
Has your GPS ever tried to kill you?
It's led me to scary little places where I'm like, don't think this is the place I need to go.
It's funny that you said lead because I was going to Leadville. Actually, we were close to Leadville,
segue.
going to Aspen This is a long time ago, but we had a old GPS, like a Garmin that you'd stick on the window and follow that.
Yeah.
And we're driving up this like crazy mountain road near Leadville. And
that passes pretty
oh
crazy.
yeah, it's it's very treacherous.
Yeah.
Not tedious.
It's tediously treacherous.
It's tediously treacherous.
Oh.
On the right side of the car, a drop off. Hundreds of feet drop off. And as we're driving, getting directions, all of a sudden out of nowhere, like we were on a highway for a while, all of a sudden the GPS is like, turn right, turn right, turn right, turn right.
Like it was
and we're
possessed?
looking over and we're like, yeah, if we do that, we're gonna die, Garmin. It's trying to kill us.
No, I have never had anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
Look out
guys
for
have
that
any crazy
19
GPS stories?
Look out for that 2002 version of Garmin that's trying to kill you.
No, really. Turn right.
Turn right, turn right.
There's a cliff there. Nope, go ahead. Turn right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So, Szechuan Tasty House, so good.
That sounds good.
It's run by like two people. They go in, they're cooking up a storm in the kitchen. They'll burn your face off.
They'll burn your face off?
They do.
Oh, okay.
If you go in, you're going to burn your face off. They have Chongqing chicken.
Is
So
it
it's a
really
spicy
called
chicken.
Chongqing chicken?
It is.
Oh, okay.
Chongqing is in the Szechuan province. Suke, you have overstepped your bounds, Suke. Szechuan province, which is west in China. It's where all the best food comes from. And Chongqing is the city in the Szechuan province.
That's awesome, huh?
Yeah.
That's good to know. A good fun fact.
Yeah.
Szechuan is in the Chongqing province of China.
You got it spun around. Chongqing is the city in the Szechuan province.
Okay. What did I say?
The opposite.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Oh, we both agreed on the anyway. No anyways.
Okay.
All right.
Guys,
I think this is great.
yeah, I think we talked about loss.
Yep.
How do you cope with loss?
Yeah.
You know, even if it's just something you lose.
Oh my gosh, what was the last thing you lost that drove you crazy? For me, my garage door opener, Ariana and I were on a roller skating adventure, and we packed my backpack, and I had my garage door opener, totally lost it for a good 16 hours, which is my entrance into my house. And it drove me crazy. And guess where it was? In my bag in the front pocket. I had put it securely away so I would know where it's at.
Sometimes you're your own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the last thing you lost?
The one thing that I lost that really upset me was when I was in Peru. I was staying at a hotel in Aguascalientes.
Ooh.
And
Hot water.
there we got home from climbing Machu Picchu, which was
big
amazing.
deal.
No biggie.
Hashtag NBD.
No big deal. We got back and noticed that our door was open to our hotel room. And I was like, oh, great. Like, all, my laptop's in there,
Yeah.
all my things. And then somebody from downstairs was like, oh, like, we're still in the process of cleaning your room. And I noticed, like, this probably, like, 12-year-old boy ran up and, like, took our trash out, put our towels in, and was like, okay, it's done. Only spoke Spanish. And I was like, oh, muchas gracias. That night, so this was, like, midday. Then we go out, eat dinner, come back. It's, like, 10, 11 at night. And I go to put my contacts away for the night, and I'm looking for my case everywhere, and it's gone. My case was gone. And I was like, I always leave it upside down. You know how you do you use contacts at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, you take the little off, and then you empty it and you invert it so it'll dry, because you don't want solution sitting there over a course of several days.
I didn't know that, but
I do that.
Oh, several days?
No, I'm just saying, you don't want contact solution residue in there. building bacteria and stuff. You got to keep that clean. You won't, you're putting it in your eye. You don't want bacteria. I've got a big fear about like getting infected eye. Anyway, so I'm looking for this case everywhere. And Nick and I, my buddy who climbed Machu Picchu with me, we're sharing a room, and we both have the same. We have the same bag that we keep all of our.
Your DOP kit.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask you, what do you call that item?
DOP kit.
I'd never heard of that.
Oh.
I've always called it a toiletry bag.
Oh.
So toiletry bag, DOP kit. There's some other weird ones.
I only know DOP kit. But so you and Tony, what's his name?
Me and Tony Stark, Nick is his name.
Who's Tony Stark?
Iron Man.
Oh. Nick have the same DOP kit.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I gotta look this up.
Okay.
Entertain them.
Okay. I just saw a really, really, really great movie called Long Shot with Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron. Awesome. One of the funniest comedies that I've seen in a long time at the theater. It comes out in theaters May 3rd, so definitely check that out. My mom broke her pelvis in 2 places on Easter Sunday. So we spent a couple days in the ER. But she's home now. She's getting stronger every day. What else?
Go mom, go mom.
Go Vicky Shigley. What's
Okay,
up?
are you ready for this?
Yes.
Not to cut you off when you get to such like,
A good place.
crucial
No,
details. A toiletry bag can be called a toiletry kit, ditty bag, DOP
Ditty
kit, ditty bag, I don't know who came up with that, bathroom kit, sponge bag,
Sponge bag. I like that one.
sponge bag, square pants,
This is sponge bag square shorts.
toiletry bag. Oh, toilet bag. Toilet bag?
Toilet bag.
That makes it sound like you're going to poop in a bag.
Yeah.
Toilet kit. Again, sounds like
Okay.
something to do with pooping. Body hygiene kit. Nobody calls it that. Wikipedia.
Could you pass me my body hygiene kit?
Travel kit. Wash bag.
Boring.
I've heard of that. Shaving kit. Too specific. Wet pack.
Yeah, that's kind of more of a surfing adventure water.
Okay, so I've always called it a toiletry bag.
Okay, and I've probably for the past 17 years called it a DOP kit.
And where does that come from?
Military, I think. But can you look at it and see what?
I sure can. I've
what
got the
is
power
a
of the
DOP?
internet.
What did we do before? Go to the library and look up a Britannica encyclopedia to look up these answers?
No, you would wait till one of those people showed up at your doorstep with the Encyclopedia Britannica. They would sell it to you, and then you could page through
would
the
sell it to
T,
ya.
the book, the
Toiletry
T
bag.
book, or the D book, if you called it a
Yeah,
DOP
what would
kit.
you look that under? What would you look that under?
Oh,
Uh-oh, go on.
you're wrong.
Oh, ding dong,
DOP kit
wrong.
is a term particularly used in the U.S. for toiletry bags. The name derives from the early 20th century leather craftsman Charles Doppett,
Ooh, okay.
whose company designed the case in 1926.
Oh, awesome. That's a good fun fact.
I'm going to include this picture in our... Yeah, there we
Okay,
go. Okay, DOP it.
Cool. I love it. I've always called it a DOP kit.
So
go back to the contact.
You calling it a DOP kit is like calling a Kleenex box instead of a
tissue box.
tissue box.
Right.
Because Kleenex is the brand.
Yeah.
So DOP kit was the brand of
The
toiletry
guy.
bag.
Huh. Just because of Mr. Doppelson.
Maybe we should just call this etymology
Part
podcast.
2.
No, it's just the Danny and Brandy's etymology podcast.
Ding dong, ding dong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So the contacts.
Yes. Man, maybe we should call this the Tangential Danny and Brandy
Tangential.
podcast. Okay, so I digress. The contact case was nowhere to be found. Nick and I have the exact same DOP kit made by Peak Design, one of my favorite brands.
Okay.
Peak Design, if you want to give me some swag. I use everything from them. Their backpacks, their DOP kits,
Do you
their
have
camera
anything in
cases.
the near vicinity that's a peak?
That,
oh, okay.
that.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Cute.
Yeah, it's all here. So,
Can I show them?
yeah. Go ahead and get it. So we have the same DOP kit, and I was like, Nick, maybe it ended up. That's what I use for my audio gear.
Peak Design.
It's the best. I could talk about this stuff. You're out of the focal length, but I mean you're not in focus. Is what I'm trying to say. So I search his DOP kit. It's not in there. That's the backpack. One of my favorite backpacks of all time, made by Peak Design.
That's gorgeous.
And the functionality.
Opener too?
Oh, I guess you could use it that way. It's a magnetic latch. Yeah. They use magnets, which I love. So, I search his DOP kit. Nowhere to be found. So I go down, and it's like 10, 11 at night. We climbed Machu Picchu that day, so I was extremely tired.
Yeah, and what are you going to do with your contacts?
Yeah. Not only that, but I had to take a red eye the following day after that. So I would need to take my contacts out in the plane so I could go to sleep. But if I don't have anything to put them in, I'm screwed. This dog's outside. Hey, Olive. Okay, man, we're getting way off. So I go down there and I'm like, to the owner or the guy that's running it, and the kid is down there too at this time.
Go on.
I'm like, hey, I'm missing this case. I'm trying to tell them in Spanish, which I'm horrible at. I need, where's this case? You know, maybe it got misplaced. Have you seen it? We pull up a picture of it online, and the kid's like, no, I haven't seen it. And I'm kind of like, oh, that looks like a very guilty look on his face. Like, oh crap, I probably threw that away. Didn't know what it was. And, or maybe he like really wanted one. Anyways, I'm not going to play the blame game here, but I'm pretty sure that he accidentally threw it away.
Or kept it. Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, well, I need it. And so I'm like very tired and frustrated. So I'm just like, fine. And I go out the door and I go to every single little shop. I go to every single drugstore within walking distance, and nobody has the case. They've got like solution, but no case. And then there's one store that does. I seriously spend like 45 minutes, an hour walking around Aguas Calientes at 10, 11 at night looking for a contact case. And there's one place that has it, but it's within like a box with the solution. And they want $20 US for it.
What?
Yeah. And I'm like, I am not paying $20. And you know, you get used when you're traveling and you're paying a lot less for everything else.
Yeah.
Because they use
that's the way it is.
Olive, come on.
Fermez la bouche, s'il vous plaît. Non, fermez.
Like $20 will get you like 3 days worth of food,
right?
And a massage, and you know, whatever you want. And so they want $20 for this thing. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna pay it. So I end up getting 2 little styrofoam cups and putting my contact lenses in that, and then finding contact solution.
You only had a day.
I only had a day.
So,
and I went back to Lima, and I found contact solution or a contact case and solution, and it cost like $2 max.
So DOP kit, contact solution, toiletry bag, all ended good. If you're in Aguas Calientes, there is no tienen los case.
Recipient. It's like something recipient. I kept saying like contacto caso, and they had no idea what I was talking about.
Trying to
queso,
say like,
and then they're like, "You want
cheese?
contact cheese?" Anywho. Yeah, so that went missing. I lost it. I got really frustrated. In the end, you know, just laugh it off.
Your eyes are fine.
My eyes are fine. I'm using the same contacts that I used in Aguas Calientes, the same ones that I saw Machu Picchu with.
Amazing.
These lenses.
I can't wait to go
I've seen Machu Picchu.
The Peru
yeah, podcast. Me too.
This is going to be awesome.
Anywho.
Big adventures for this one.
Yes. Keep laughing, guys.
Yes.
It's the best.
Love you.
It's the best medicine after real medicine.
It is. Yes.
And yeah, here's to our Grandma Hazel's.
Yes, Hazel's.
Cheers, guys. We'll chat at you later.
We'll chat at you later.
Like-
Plus tard, je suis désolée.
Like, comment, and subscribe. And follow Brandi Shigley on
Shigley
Instagram.
on Instagram.
And make sure you like her things because she's getting really sad that you people aren't doing it.
No, but that's a whole other episode.
We'll
We're
talk
just
about
kind of,
that later.
we'll talk about that later, but just kind of talking about how social media, algorithms, likes, like how is that starting to affect our society and our mentality? That's another episode.
We'll talk about that later. Until then,
À tout à l'heure.
stay classy, beautiful peeps.
The Danny Brandi Show brought to you